Henna. You can reach out. She's lovely. Me and her literally always end up on the same lives. Like, she's like my Insta buddy. I like her. She's really lovely. And then we've got Nanny Amy's. Hi, Amy's. Amazing work, ladies. Bringing people closer together and normalizing a tough subject. Thank you. I hope the house is coming along. She's asking, Dr. Henna asked a question, so I'm going to come back to that. Let's Play and Learn said, my face is exactly like yours right now, Sharda. Yeah. I'm just over dramatic, but seriously. Reshit said, I also had a panic attack in the first time. My husband helped with it. It's worked for 2 as for me. Oh, amazing. Look, see, that's another lady. Reshit, hi. I talked to her a lot in the DMs. I didn't know she had gone through IVF, so this is amazing. That's another person for you to check in. Hey, Jane. Kalisha said, I had to do injections after I had my daughter in the stomach too. The fear at first is dreadful, but it's true. You do not feel anything. Mind over matter. Let's see. We have more people coming in. Hi. Yes, this is the side that no one sees. Oh, amazing. Look, see, this is why Nat wanted to speak on it. Hi there, Mindful Nanny Collective. She says, hi, beautiful being. So proud of this convo that's happening. You're so strong. Oh, she's like, wow. Kalisha said, you're amazing, Natalie. The Mindful Nanny Collective said, yes, you are. You're so inspiring. Nanny Kim on the go. Hey, Kimmy Kim. She says, thank you so much for inspiring. I went for an initial consultation, but ended up adopting. You never know. Thanks. Yeah, and this is why I wanted to learn about it as well, because I really want to go into foster caring and adoption. But I don't know. I might change my mind one day and want to have a child. And if I don't have no man, I'm going to do it by myself. So this was really important for me to just hear this and listen to your experiences and everything else. But I want to make sure that we are not cutting you off and shortening your journey. So let's go. So where we're at now is where you've had the injections, you've got the 3 phone calls telling you the different stages of what's happening with the egg and the sperm. So what happens next? This is like a movie. I'm like, oh, get some popcorn.
So what happens next is you get called to say that your egg is that one of them unfortunately didn't make it, but you've got one that's like really fighting and has joined with the sperm and everything is going well and it's looking likely but not 100%, so you have to wait for that final phone call, that it is going to develop into an embryo. Now, I'm not sure why. This is something I want to talk about with our doctor, actually. So I've been doing some research on this, and so there are 2 phases of transfer you can have the embryo transferred on, 2 days. Either the 3rd day of the embryo, the embryo growth process, or the 5th day. Now, a lot of people that I've been researching seem to say that they transfer when it's a blastocyst. I think that's how you say it, sorry. And it's developed to the 5th day, because apparently that has more chance of implanting into the uterus and creating a baby. So we had our transfer on the 3rd day. Now, my concern is, I think what they do is, if you've only got, now this is, I'm just making assumptions here, I don't actually know if this is true or not, but I'm going to speak with our doctor when we get to in France. Is it because on the 3rd day, they're not sure if it's going to, there's only 1 egg, okay, and they want to keep that egg. So on the 3rd day, they put it back into use, they do a insemination, which some people say is, I've read, is like a smear test. That's what it feels like. Well, for me, it's a bit more painful than that. I'm not going to lie. It's not exactly painful, but it's not it's uncomfortable. It's
comfortable, yeah.
It's more uncomfortable than a smear test. Absolutely, definitely. I've had smear tests. I have them every 3 years, as per usual. And yes, it's definitely uncomfortable. So just be prepared for that, because everyone says, oh, it feels like nothing. But for me, it felt like something, and it was slightly uncomfortable. So that's something I will be honest about. That was one of the most painful things for me. Not the injections. The injections were nothing. That was one of the most painful things. So yeah. So then they do the insemination, and you see on the screen the little embryo going, it kind of lights up. It's really amazing. And then that's it. And then you lie for 10 minutes, and then you wait for 2 weeks. And 14 days after your insemination, you go for a blood test. And the blood test tells you whether you're pregnant or not. And unfortunately, I had to come back to England to quarantine before going back to work, because I had to be honest with my boss and tell her our situation, and that we weren't just kind of having the most amazing holiday in France, that actually we were over there doing fertility treatment for 2 months.
I know, when you told me that you was in France, I was like, I'm hating, you're having the best time, it's very sunny, da, da, da. And then you messaged me, it's like, Charlotte, I'm actually not here for a holiday. I was like, oh, sorry.
Do you know what? I really, when I started Nanny Buddy in May, I thought that it was going to be really easy doing IVF and running Nanny Buddy. I didn't really kind of think, because I'd never been through IVF.
What would make you think that?
I don't know. But some of the days I really wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to be honest about my journey and talk, because some days I was so tired, or I was really hormonal, and I found it difficult to post. And I wanted just to post and be honest and say, I'm really tired today because I'm going through IVF. But, you know, again, I wasn't ready to share my journey then.
But now you can.
But now I can. So, yeah. So
I let my boss know.
So I let my boss know that I was gonna be back 2 weeks late, and luckily she was so incredibly understanding and kind and compassionate. And unfortunately, we couldn't have a blood test in England because our prescription didn't allow for it, our French prescription, and we couldn't go to hospital because we were on quarantine. So I had to get pregnancy tests and do one every day for 5 days. And for me, that was really difficult because pregnancy tests aren't always, 100% accurate. And so I was then really concerned because at the time, so one thing I did leave out is once you have the insemination, you start taking progesterone, because your body needs progesterone for the first 3 months to make sure that you don't have any miscarriage or anything like that. It keeps the baby kind of in your uterus. Sorry, my technical terms are not good, so I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine.
And so my concern was, do I continue taking that? What's going on here? And I think after 5 days of doing pregnancy tests, we realized I wasn't pregnant. And I'm not going to lie, that the pain was hard. I'm actually really glad that I was on quarantine, because I think I spent 3 days in bed just crying. Honestly, it was really, really hard. And then coming off the progesterone, you feel very depressed. So for 2 weeks, you just feel absolutely awful. You're feeling depressed. All you want to do is cry. And then after the 3 days of being really upset, you see something and then you get really upset, or you speak to someone, then you get really upset for about 2 weeks after. Because, at the end of the day, it's a loss, it's a grief. And you have to allow yourself to feel it. You have to allow yourself. Yeah. So I'm going to get emotional.
It's okay.
Yeah. I did so well. I got through nearly the whole thing without getting emotional. But you have to allow yourself to feel it, because it is a grief and it's really hard. Sorry.
You started me off now. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah. So it's really difficult when you find out you're not pregnant, because you go through so much physically and emotionally, and then so that was really hard running Nanny Buddy at that time, because I think a lot of the time I didn't post because I was just so unhappy and going through such a loss. And yeah, it was a really difficult time. But you know what? I knew that the second round would be coming, and actually going back to work was such a lifesaver for me, because it really gave me a focus, and it gave me and I had my little ones back, and they fill you with such joy. And when they see you, and they hadn't seen me since March, so to then have that love and support, you know, from them, and that excitement just to see me and be with me, honestly, it was everything that I needed in that moment. It meant so much. And now I've got stronger. I got really fit again. I've been really working out. I've been eating really healthily, because after doing all those hormones, you don't feel like yourself. It's a really weird feeling. You feel completely disconnected from yourself. So I'm now starting to feel like myself again, and I've started the hormones tonight. So I'm really excited about the next phase of our journey, whatever that's going to bring. I'm excited to be moving towards our goal, but I think what I've come to terms with now is the fact that it might not happen for us, and I think I'm okay with that now. And I think when we weren't pregnant the first time, I think that's what I was grieving. I was grieving all the possibilities, you know. Because you kind of envisage your life with a child, you spend your life looking after children, and then to not be able to have children of your own. You know, I come from a large family. I've been a mum to my little brothers and sisters, and then looked after children since I was 18. So I'm now 35, but my whole life surrounded by and looking after children. So then to go through this struggle, you ask yourself, why, you know, why me? But I've learned now, after the first try, that I think the reason I grieved for so long after it is because it was the kind of me letting go of how I expected it to look. And I'm just now allowing what is, you know. Sorry.
Just don't apologize. Do not apologize.
I think it's important.
Do not apologize. You're so brave.
I think it's important now just to allow what is, and if it's meant for me, this is my new view, if it's meant for me, it's going to come for me. And you think of all the things in your life that you ever really wanted, and they always come to you in the end, I think. And if they don't come to you, then they weren't meant for you, and you have to believe that there's a reason for that. And that's how I'm going into the new, my next round. So I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, and but be hopeful. But I think I'm a lot more realistic now, you know, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So so that is the process.
This is therapeutic. I'm so happy you're speaking on it, because you need to let those tears out. You need to, you know, be vulnerable and make other people see that it is a roller coaster of emotions. You know, like me, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what you're going through, because I don't. So, but I can empathize, and I can learn from it, and I can be as supportive as possible. And I'm just saying, everyone on this live, if you all can just do a prayer, a positive prayer today, just have Natalie in your thoughts. Let's just get some positive energy and dash it her way. When I say dash it, dash it. Yeah, because we want this round to work, guys. We want to see the baby. We want to see her with a little bubbly. Literally, I'll be so happy. And we just want to go in there with a positive mindset, like you said, and be hopeful. And like you said, if it's for you, it will happen. My mum always used to tell me, what's for you will never pass you by. And I live by that. I literally live by that. Hi, Paris. So I'm going to look at the comments, because you got a few comments for you, Nat. But go ahead. Sorry, you want to say something?
I said, no, I was just saying to Philippe, I said to him just after we found out, no, because this is going to seem really soppy to some people, but I'm very fortunate that I have the most incredible, supportive, loving, incredible partner. And I said to him, you know, I had so many bad relationships before you, and I wished for you, and you came along. So hopefully it will be the same.
So could you tell me the wish prayer that you did for Felipe, so I can replicate that, because I'm not really sure what's going on here. You know, it's a bit, I don't know. So we can have a chat after. Wait, I've got my pen and my paper.